All right. Hello, everyone. Good day and welcome. Now, today, I will be presenting. Now, let me share my screen. Are you seeing my screen? Good. Okay, now let's begin. Now, today, this presentation will be about CSEC English and Cape Communication Studies syllabi changes. All right. So meet Mr. Gibbons, your colleague in this master's program, who happens to be currently in his second year as a degree teacher of technical drawing, mathematics, and industrial techniques at Clan Carthy High School. The information that will follow in this presentation was gathered in an attempt to assess whether or not the recent modifications made to the CSEC English Syllabus and the Cape Communication Studies Syllabus have been effective in addressing the language needs of Commonwealth Caribbean students and the language requirements, specifications of specific institutions within these societies. Now, to begin this presentation, let's first look at the language needs of the Commonwealth Caribbean. Now, Commonwealth Caribbean students face a unique set of language needs due to the region's rich linguistic landscape. Now, here are the key needs. Proficiency in Standard English. Caribbean Standard English is the language of instruction and essential for academic achievement across subjects. Many universities require proficiency in Standard English for admission, but normally it is accepted and widely accepted that the requirement is the Caribbean standard in the country that you are at. English is a dominant language in many fields, and fluency opens doors to international opportunities. Proficiency in Standard English aims at mastery of Standard English grammar, extensive vocabulary, and appropriate usage in various contexts. The ability to understand and analyze text of varying complexities, and proficiency in writing clear, coherent, and well-structured essays, reports, and other documents are well sought after by these tertiary institutions. Secondly, we have competence in regional dialects. Regional dialects like Jamaican Patois or Barbadian Bajan are deeply connected to cultural heritage and self-expression. Dialects are widely used in everyday life and crucial for social interaction within communities. Thirdly, we have digital literacy skills. Modern communication increasingly involves digital tools, requiring students to be comfortable using technology for language learning and expression. Evaluating online information and using technology effectively for communication are essential skills. Technology integration allows the demonstration of competence in using digital tools for communication, including writing emails, creating presentations, and conducting online research. And finally, building confidence and identity. Education systems should acknowledge and validate the use of regional dialects, fostering students' confidence in their linguistic identities. Students need a positive attitude towards language learning, seeing it as a tool for empowerment and communication across diverse situations. This further develops their ability to present ideas clearly and confidently in formal and informal settings, whether in conversations, discussions, or debates. These students should be able to interpret and critically analyze their literary and non-literary text and furthermore develop logical arguments and counter arguments in both written and spoken forms. Sorry about that. Let me put this phone on silent. Yes. All right. Now, addressing these needs requires a multifaceted approach that incorporates Caribbean languages and culture into the curriculum while equipping students with the necessary skills to thrive in a global world. Now, during my research, I realized that it is difficult to definitively say whether the latest changes have been effective. However, we can analyze potential impacts based on the modifications. So let's jump into the modifications. Now, let's first look at the modifications that address students' needs. All right, now this is a copy from both syllabi. So the one on the left is the old English syllabus, and the one on the right is the recent or the newest English syllabus. And as you can see, you can already see the difference. On this page, same topic, but one has more writing. The modified one has more writing. So I'm just showing you the simple differences at first glance. Okay, now let's dive into the modifications addressing students' needs. Now, the first one we're looking at is there's been focus on Caribbean language. Increased emphasis on Caribbean Standard English and appreciation for regional dialects could empower students and validate their linguistic identity. And here I have another copy from both syllabi. Now, if you look on the old one where it says of the general objectives, the first objective reads, may I have a reader? Oh, no, it's fine. I'll read. The first objective reads, on completion of this module, students should use the structures of English correctly and appropriately. Now, on the modified syllabus, it says on completion of this module, students should be able to use the structure of Caribbean Standard English correctly and appropriately. So we can already see the emphasis that is placed on Caribbean Standard English. The second one is digital tools. Incorporating technology like word processing for editing could enhance writing skills. The modifications here focus on enhancing students' proficiency in critical language skills such as reading, writing, speaking, and listening. The updated syllabus reflects contemporary language use and incorporates various communication forms, including digital literacy. The next one is the inclusion of modernized content. Including relevant contemporary topics might make learning more engaging. The syllabus includes content that is culturally and contextually relevant to Commonwealth Caribbean students. It incorporates regional literature, issues, and examples that resonate with students' experiences. Now let's take a look at the changes addressing institutional needs. Okay, so the first one I have here, clearer objectives. More specific learning objectives could help teachers tailor instruction to university entrance requirements. Clearer objectives cater to diverse learning styles, leading to more interactive and student-centered approaches. The use of technology and project-based learning, right? Secondly, assessment alignment. Matching assessment to skills universities value, such as critical thinking, could better prepare students. The syllabi prepares students for the language demands of tertiary education institutions. This includes academic writing, research skills, and the ability to engage in complex discussions and presentations. The syllabi also address the communication skills needed in the workplace, such as report writing, email etiquette, public speaking, and professional interactions. Next, we have developing adaptability, equipping students with skills to navigate diverse communication situations might benefit them in various academic and professional settings. The assessment evaluates a broad range of competencies, including practical language use, critical thinking, and the ability to communicate effectively in real-world situations. So yes, there we have it. Now, let me jump back. I don't want you to see this yet. Now, while these recent modifications have the potential to address the language needs of Commonwealth Caribbean students and institutional requirements, a comprehensive evaluation requires more data on implementation and impact. However, these syllabi revisions hold great potential to enhance our learning experience. Analyzing student performance before and after the implementation of the changes can help determine their impact. Improvements in exam results and other assessments would suggest that the modifications are beneficial, because if the modifications are effective, students should demonstrate improved language skills, evidenced by better performance in exams and assessments, as well as more confidence in their communication abilities. Now, let's look at students' performance. So, here we have a bar chart representing CSEC English pass rate between 2018 and 2023. Now, as you can see, in 2008, roughly 54% of students who sat the exam passed. And now, for the next one, 2009 to 2013, 128,704 students sat the English exam between 2009 and 2013 from public secondary schools. 62% of those sitting the exams over the last 5 years earned passing grades. And this is according to the results from CXC. Now, according to the May-June 2015 results, English language recorded a decline. As you can see, it recorded a decline of 1.4 percentage points when compared to 2014, when 66% of those who sat passed. Interestingly, the 2014 figure was 2 percentage points higher than that recorded in 2013. So as you can see here, there has been gradual improvements over the years, except for 2015 when there was a slight drop. Now for 2015, I went ahead and compared Jamaica's result with another Caribbean country, British Virgin Islands. Their pass rate is higher than ours. But as you move forward to 2023, you can see that both countries improved. However, the British Virgin Island remains superior. But definitely, there is a gradual improvement in the pass rate over the years of CSEC English. Now let's jump ahead and look at Cape Communication Studies pass rate. Now, I have here one represented for 2023. In my reading, I realized that the pass rate has been very impressive for Cape Communication Studies. And as you can see here, it represents a 94% pass for Jamaica. And I went ahead and compared the passes for Guyana from the 2023 results, and Guyana is at about a 90% pass as well, which is actually really good. So we do perform well, extremely well, as it relates to passes in Cape Communication Studies. Now, One could then simply conclude that the effectiveness of the recent modifications to the CSEC English Syllabus and the Cape Communication Studies Syllabus can be considered successful since they lead to improvement in exams and assessment passes. However, let's look at how this success can be successfully interpreted otherwise and then not prove successful. At this moment, I'm going to read for you an article that I found while doing my research, and it really gave me a broader perspective to determining effectiveness. Now, let's look at this. My astute friend Garland, I would love for him to read, but it's fine. I'll read. Now, it says, it's going to take a few minutes, but listen. The editor, sir. Your editorial of March 31st concerning CSEC passes in Maths and English cast some very necessary light on the level of educational achievement in schools. I would like to set out and compare 3 ways of assessing the pass rates. The first method, commonly used, expresses the pass rate as a percentage of number of students entering the exams from schools. This method gives the highest pass rate. It is heavily dependent on the selection of students who are entered for the exams. A school can achieve a high pass rate by carefully limiting the number of students who are allowed to enter and vice versa. As such, its usefulness, if any, is as a measure of schools' policies regarding entries. This aspect has not, apparently, attracted much discussion. The data for English and Maths in 2008 are 54.2% and 43.2% respectively. More realistic method. The second method, strongly supported by Dr. Ralph Thompson, gives a more realistic method of measuring school achievement. The numbers of passes are expressed as a percentage of the total numbers of students in grade 11, which according to him in that year was 39,155 students. The rates for last year then would be 30.6% and 20.7%. English and Maths, a significant fall from the above figures. The data are meaningful as a measure of schools and grade 11 students' achievements. Comparison with other years and other countries using the same method would be valid. Now, there is a third method not much mentioned, if at all, but deserving of attention that is that is to express the pass rate as a measure of all the young people in the grade 11 age group in or out of school. Census data indicate that there are about 50,000 such persons. Expressing the passes as a percentage of 50,000 leads to a pass rate of 42% for English and 16% for mathematics. These figures measure the success or failure of the nation in educating the young. They can be validly and easily compared with data from other countries where students take the same exams. It would be useful and a simple exercise, giving the most valid perspective of our educational system at the level of grade 11. Wow. Wow. When I first read that article, it shifted the direction of where I would take my presentation. Because what it is really saying, a lot of times we hear the percentage of passes, 60%, 50%, and we think, okay, half of our students are doing well. But it's really half of who is sent up And many times who is sent up is not even half of the entire class. So I really will side with the more realistic method as labeled in this article, which is comparing the passes with the amount of students in the grade 11, the total number of students in grade 11. And as we see in this article, when we do it like that, for English, only 30.6% of students would represent the pass rate. And when I saw that, I really had to think, is that is not good, you know? But yes, just to add some perspective to that. Now let me jump back to my presentation. So if we should apply the same logic to this data, we would see these numbers falling. We would see them falling. And then we would realize that it doesn't look good at all. Now, time to conclude. The language needs of Commonwealth Caribbean students and the requirements of specific institutions highlight the importance of a comprehensive language education that encompasses proficiency in standard Caribbean English, critical thinking, digital literacy, and cultural relevance. The modifications to the CSEC English Syllabus and Cape Communication Studies Syllabus do address these needs by incorporating diverse and practical language activities. And we have seen some improvements in pass rates in English. However, many students are not well prepared for neither higher education nor professional environments. Now, let me repeat that. However, many of our students, they are not well prepared for neither higher education nor professional environments. With that, I conclude. If you have any questions, you may send them to me on Instagram at tevin.gibbons, or you can email me them at tevin.gibbons@yahoo.com. It was a pleasure. Thank you for listening, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day and your life. Thank you.